All right, just like that, we're off. We're running another brand new live edition of Talking Ball, 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Scott Theisen, Drew DeArmond with you, 256-576-4977. That's the number to the phone lines. Throughout the morning, you're more than welcome to give us a call. We're going to be doing some previewing today of UAH softball and UAH baseball. Head coach Les Studeman going to join us at 7:30. Hunter Royer going to join us, I believe, at 8 o'clock. UAH softball gets started today. They get started this evening, so we're waking Coach Studeman up this morning at 7:30. She plays at 6 o'clock. We're waking her up. We're going to wake her up at 7:30. I don't have to make that phone call to wake her up. Bailey gets the phone call to wake Coach Studeman up at 7:30. So anyway, 256-576-4977. Feel free to join us throughout the day. A lot of stuff to get to. SEC football schedules. We all know what's going on. 8 games, 9 games. The conference has a decision to make. Will they make it? They actually are going to meet today, tomorrow, or Friday ahead of the spring meetings. The spring meetings get underway the 30th of this month down there at the beach in Destin. But they're going to get together ahead of time here in the next 3 days to kind of preliminary discuss the topic of the SEC schedules. And we do not expect a decision. There will not be a decision coming out of this week. Heck, we may not even get a decision on whether or not the SEC is going to go to 8 games or 9 games after the meetings at Destin. They do not have to have a decision coming out of the meetings at Destin. They don't have to have one. But we'll go over that a little bit more because it's kind of funny. If you go back through time, and this was, you want a great read, you want something that's entertaining, something that makes you kind of go, wow. Take a look at Seth Emerson's article in The Athletic. It's called Grudges, Politics, and Gentlemen's Agreements: The Chaotic History of SEC Scheduling. You want to read something interesting, and we'll go over some of the bits and pieces of this because it takes you back through the time of the SEC when scheduling was the wild, wild west. Very entertaining, and we'll go over some of that. But yesterday on the show, we were talking about the Ohio Sportsbook that pulled Alabama baseball off the bet lines because of some funny stuff they think from the Alabama LSU game, especially on the Friday night game last week, that this all Ohio sports books have pulled Alabama baseball off the books. Well, the NCAA is commenting on that topic. And the NCAA says, and I quote, "The NCAA takes sports wagering very seriously and is committed to the protection of student-athlete well-being," or I should say, wagering, they take it very seriously and is committed to the protection of student-athlete well-being and the integrity of competition. We are aware of the issue and actively gathering additional information. That is coming from the NCAA in regards to the Alabama, LSU, whatever happened during that series and causing the sports book in Ohio to pull Alabama baseball, further betting on Alabama baseball off the books.
Yeah, more ambulance, Jason.
I don't know what the NCAA is looking into, but they say they are gathering more information.
Yeah, just like they do when they gather more information to screw up NIL and just like they do it when they screw up, the college football playoff. I mean, you just go down a list. What have they ever gotten right? So
I don't know. March Madness, maybe. I don't know.
Not really. I wouldn't even give them credit for that. All they do is cash checks off other people's backs. They finally started wising up and giving guys extra years of eligibility and stuff if they miss a part of a season, and they're finally kind of starting to, help out the student athlete. But it's only because they lost the NIL situation that they never thought they'd lose. So college athletics right now is where it is because the NCAA is too stupid to know what to do and when to get in out of the rain.
Yeah, I don't know what is going to come of this, when we're going to actually find out anything about this, if we will ever find out anything.
I still think it was the late scratch of Holman and some people threw some money up there, and they weren't prepared for it. I don't think anybody from Alabama, and I'm talking about coaches or players, did anything wrong. And I think it's just a bunch of headline-grabbing bull crap. And right now Alabama's an easy target because of what happened with Brandon Miller and Nate Oates. And all that, and that poor young lady, Jamia Harris, with what happened with her life, and they're just basically, just throwing something up against the wall.
I mean, anything you look. LSU was number one in the country.
LSU was number one, and
you
Alabama
could have
lost.
looked at it that. Yeah, you could have looked at it that LSU didn't do anything.
I mean, I just think it's much ado about nothing to me. I just think it's a bunch of BS. I don't think Alabama did anything wrong, nor their. I think Coach Bohannon's a man of integrity, and I think the players are good kids, and I don't think they did anything. So it makes it sound like they're accusing them of point shaving, or something to that nature, and to me, or something nefarious.
I only bring it up because the NCAA issued a statement. That's the only reason why I brought it.
Well, I don't care. Today. I mean, as usual, they had issued a statement like a day later because they're morons. But somebody probably woke up and where am I? What day is it? Did something happen? And then they feel like they got to throw their weight around. There's no Stephen Headache Smith thing going on here for anybody that remembers the days of Arizona State where he was convicted of point shaving.
Was that basketball?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's not. And I mean,
is that the last one we had in college?
Pretty much that I remember that was actually caught doing it. Tennessee baseball.
They were point shaving.
Yeah. Well,
they were just doing everything else.
Yeah, just everything else to cheat.
Jason's with us. Good morning, Jason.
What's up, Jason?
Hey, good morning. How are y'all?
Good.
Hey, on the Alabama baseball and gambling, only way that's fixed is if there's an over and under on the baseball game.
Right.
That's the only way you could fix it. We do have one certain pitcher, and I don't believe there's an over and under when I say this, that when he comes in the ball game, he's going to hit two batters, and then he's going to walk three, and then we're going to lose when he comes in about the seventh inning.
So, I mean, and according to what I've read, and I've read the ambiguous articles and stuff like that, and what I mean by that is they're just not very detailed. All this activity was before the game, man. That's what it sounded like.
Yeah.
I don't think it was even like during the game where somebody all of a sudden started and that's where you would start wondering, like, okay, but then I would wonder, is one of the LSU pitchers trying to make the game closer because Alabama scored 5 runs in the 9th inning.
Yes.
So, I mean, how can Alabama be conspiring with somebody to do that? What were they stealing? What were they doing? The Alex Cora in the damn dugout, whacking on, like freaking, like buckets or something and stealing signs? I don't know. I doubt it, but
Alabama issued a statement through their deputy athletic director, Jessica Perret.
Yeah.
She said Alabama athletics became aware of the situation Monday evening.
Mm-hmm.
They're actively seeking information about the report as well. So the NCAA is asking, Alabama is asking. Like I said, I don't know if we'll ever even know what they're asking.
Yeah, because I don't see how Alabama. I mean, they lost the game, and they score 5 runs, and then LSU would have to be complicit too if you're telling them what you're throwing. And even then, in baseball, it's very difficult to well, unless you're up there underhanding it, letting them hit the ball out of the ballpark. My goodness, I mean, it's just in a baseball, it would be very difficult. The only way you could quote unquote, compromise things is stealing signs, things of that nature, or it would almost have to be both sides being complicit in the deal. I mean, that would be very hard to do. I mean, I just think it's a bunch of garbage.
Yeah, and betting on baseball is crazy. I tried that one time. You can lose a bunch of money quick.
Yeah. If you're talking about the big three, if you're talking about betting like football, basketball, baseball, I would think baseball would be the hardest to predict.
I would.
And
the only thing that'd be easy to predict is Marcell Ozuna sucks. That's about the only thing that you could really figure out that you didn't have to put money on, that he'd be hitting about 100.
Hey, how many pitchers does Alabama have on the roster?
How many total? I mean, I don't have it in front of me. I mean, they've got, I think, 35 players, like, I think counting walk-ons, that you can have on an active roster, but I don't know how many of those are pitchers. And several of them missed the series, as we were talking about yesterday. I mean, you could talk about, 4 of their top 5 being gone and not even being there. So,
yeah, I cannot figure out why this one guy, Furtado, or what?
Oh yeah, Hunter Furtado, transfer from Wake Forest last year, yeah.
Yeah, when I see him grab the ball, I know what's getting ready to happen.
Yeah, he imploded during one of the games. Yeah, I think he's the guy you were talking about walking and hitting people. I mean, he can throw the ball 97, but you never know where it's going. I mean, he doesn't have much command.
Yeah, I mean, they played well.
They competed,
to win 2 out of 3 this weekend. They just could not stop.
They just couldn't. They couldn't win a game. I mean,
there's 26 guys that are listed on the roster as a pitcher for Alabama.
Oh well.
Yeah, I think I'd start using a couple more and find out who really wanted to pitch, who hit the strike zone. At least make them beat you.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, on the basketball, Drew, what's going on there with the roster?
There's not a whole lot going on right now. I think they're trying to get a visit from Trey White. They're trying to stay in that situation. Wasn't sure if they were late last week, but he's a transfer from USC, 6'7". He's a defender. They're trying to get a visit out of him. And I would still watch Aiden Sherrill and Papa Amadou Conte. That's the 3 names that I've been tracking. And they've been mentioned with the kid from, that still is going to go into the transfer portal yesterday. I think he's from South Dakota State, 6'11" kid. But there's some thought that he's going to stay in the draft, and then there's some thought that he's going to go to Arkansas, like about 60 other kids, because basically Arkansas they basically contact everybody in the portal. Because that's how they build the majority of their roster. They do recruit some elite high school players, but yeah, man, they usually hit the portal hard. They have ever since Musselman was at Nevada, and they've continued to do it since he got to Arkansas, and that's how they've built the majority of their ball clubs. But yeah, man, I mean, Hunter Dickinson's probably the most prominent, and he hasn't announced his destination. He's taken all his visits supposedly, but I mean, we don't really know where he's going to go. There's been some Kentucky thought. There's been Maryland because he's from that area. I mean, Kansas because of the Jayhawks need a big, and let me correct myself, it's North Dakota State. I know there's North Dakota State, South Dakota State, but this is North Dakota State. It's 6'11" Grant Nelson, but we'll see. Some people believe he just got invited to the combine, that he could stay in the draft, but we're gonna have to see about that now. And Charles Bediako got invited to the G League combine. I still think he's coming back, and we'll see what happens with JQ and Mark Sears if they get invited, but I still think those 3 are coming back. But I think Alabama, there's a good chance they're going to at least try to add 2 more guys. because, of course, with Jaquan Walton being gone, they're at 11. But if they decided to save a roster spot, it wouldn't shock me either. But to me, they need a wing and a stretch 4, and that's probably what they're looking for if they can find the right fits. But we'll see as the days go along.
Yeah, the transfer portal sort of messed up high school basketball recruiting. Because,
Yeah, a little
they're
bit.
still signing the high 4 stars, high 5 stars, but you get several. Like UAH, Troy, they're waiting on to see who hits the transfer portal for what they get before they sign a high school ball player.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, so it's making a mess.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. All right, Jason.
How about Terry Connor's son?
Oh, I haven't heard. I don't think he's made a decision. I did hear that during the season that Terry might let him go to a prep school if he didn't get the right offer. He's gotten some offers from some smaller programs, but quite frankly, I think he's at least UAH good, and I don't know that he's made his decision yet.
All right. Y'all have a good day.
Thanks, Jason. Let's get our first break in of the morning. When we come back, continue the college football conversation. Transfer portal news, not surprising at all.
You're listening to Talkin' Ball on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
If you're ready to lower your utility bills, it's time to call Eagle Insulation. Eagle can handle it all. Attic re-insulation, insulation removal, wall insulation, and new construction insulation, commercial and residential. Our primary goal is to save you money, and lots of it. Typical clients realize their return on investment within 3 to 6 months. That means the re-insulation actually pays for itself and then some. See if we can help you. Contact Eagle Insulation today, 256-755-1556, or log on insulatewitheagle.com.
Hi, my name is Dan Aldridge. I'm here to let you know about the Aldridge Law Firm and the soon-to-be-announced Legal Town Center. I've been practicing law in Alabama since 1984, and I also practice in Tennessee. And I'm from North Alabama, and I'm here to represent you and take care of your legal needs. For many of us, hiring an attorney is not high on the priority list, and maybe a little scary. But it's something that we all need at some point. So by all means, do your homework. And if you need representation for car accident, wrongful death, medical malpractice, nursing home abuse, or estate planning, or any other matter, just give us a call at 256-534-3188. And you can email me at dan@danaldridgelaw.com. dan@danaldridgelaw.com. God bless America.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
Tom Luganbill here for my friends at Woody Anderson Ford. Bobby White and his team take great pride in their service department, and you can see it the moment you walk into those beautiful new service lanes. And just like a championship team, they all work together to make sure your experience is second to none, whether you drive a Ford or not. Also, check out the gold certified pre-owned inventory at Woody Anderson Ford for great deals every day. Stop by and see them at Jordan and Sparkman or at Woody Anderson of Madison on Hughes Road, or visit WoodyAndersonFord.com.
Picked up a wreck at Pine Grove and Pettis. That one is being reported as an injury type. Had one on I-65 northbound at the 338-mile marker. That one should be just about wrapped up. Someone dies from heart disease every 36 seconds. Dr. Randall Burns and the team at Huntsville Heart Specialist on Bob Wallace Avenue can help you keep your heart healthy. Captain Nick in the North Parkway Popeyes Skywatch Traffic Center.
It's an amazing time in our industry. Things are changing so rapidly. With digital signatures and workflow software, we help our customers work from anywhere. This helps you save time and money and upgrade your technology. Like I said, it's an amazing time to watch our customers grow and succeed.
Just ask anyone. The Liosi Group.
The kitchen is the heart of any home. It's where the family gathers. It's where kids discover old recipes and make them their own. Just starting out or just now getting started on the dream kitchen you've always wanted?
I'm Chris Haygood, and from all of us here at Bob Wallace Appliance, to the home builders and the homeowners of the Huntsville area a heartfelt thank you for buying local. We're in Huntsville, Florence, and Coleman, and online at bobwallaceappliance.com.
Welcome back, Talking Ball, 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Probably the least surprising transfer portal headline out there yesterday.
Yeah.
TJ Finley is in the transfer portal.
Oh, well, we knew this was coming. I mean,
that's what I was like.
I mean,
he's
about to graduate.
He is, he is graduate, yes.
So the deadline for him wasn't gonna matter, but he's gonna announce it to let people know, and so he can be recruited by other schools. But yeah, I mean, he didn't win the job. It's kind of like Alabama. Like, we didn't see any separation from Milroe and Ty Simpson. Very little. We really didn't see any from the Auburn situation either, at all. I mean, when you talk about it, when you talk about Robbie Ashford, Holden Griner, and then, of course, TJ Finley. We weren't even sure if Finley would participate in spring because he had stepped away from the team near the end of the regular season, but he participated. He didn't make any headway. And so, look, I mean, I think everybody knew this was inevitable. He was going to be on his third school. And so, but he's got his degree from Auburn.
Yeah.
I've said it many times. If you got your degree, you ought to be able to go anywhere you want. I think he's probably got 2 years of eligibility left. And, Terry Bowden probably needs a quarterback.
I was just going to say, what would be an expectation for a TJ Finley? I mean, he has 2 SEC schools, could not win a starting job at LSU or Auburn.
And he didn't play very well, and he turned the ball over. And again, Terry Bowden needs probably a quarterback at Louisiana Monroe. And you maybe go intern at Duck Dynasty and do some things like that and handle it and try to be a quarterback on that level. Even though, I think Terry's probably using dual threat quarterbacks. I don't know. And really, Finley is not that. He's a tree trunk, tall pocket passer. But I'm just saying, I don't see him at a Power 5. I see it as being a group of 5 situation. But,
like a John Summerall Troy?
Well, I wouldn't recruit him either. I mean, I've got better than that.
You going Farmer Fran on me.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying. I think he's got better quarterbacks than that already on his team. He brought in a Power 5 guy last year. So,
but Auburn does get a linebacker transfer in Jalen McLeod.
Yep, edge rusher from Appalachian State.
Yeah,
let's not mention that to John either. I wouldn't want to talk about it. It was utter pathetic garbage. It was a fluke.
A Hail Mary.
Yep.
That's when App State was getting all the headlines.
That's when their game day was there,
Game day was there. App State was the hippest thing, and because I think they finished with 4 losses, I think. Yeah.
By the way, Fowler was on Dirt Next. Not Dirt Next show. The propagandist for Dirt Next show. And he asked me on
Olin Buchanan, by the way, yes.
Yeah, Olin Moore.
Who is never coming over for dinner.
And and Fowler asked me straight up, he said, what should I ask them on the show? And I said, well, first of all, just ask them how many words per minute does Dirt Neck say? I mean, do they have a stenographer that can tell you that? And are they sponsored by Acme Lie Detector? Mm-hmm. And hey, remember, Coach Studeman even had that. Remember that story she told us about Dirt Neck?
I texted her yesterday because you were like, hey, do you think Les could join the show? So I texted her yesterday and I said, hey, do you have time to come on the show tomorrow?
Yeah, she's getting cranked up with the tournament tonight.
And she said, yeah. She just put, yeah. And I said, okay. I said, and I looked at the schedule and they were playing. I said, do you have time? I said, how about 7:30? Mm-hmm. She was like, damn, Scott. She goes, She goes, she goes, I don't have the kids. I get to sleep in, and now you're waking me up at 7:30.
Well, that's what I told you. I told you they were playing at 6, so she could have done 8:30. I said, everything's open. And you're like, she's good for 7:30.
Yeah, she's good for 7. She goes, I'll do it for you guys. She goes, I'll do it for you.
Awesome.
So she's getting up. She'll be joining us at 7:30. She doesn't have to play till 6.
No.
So she is literally waking. We are. I told Bailey. I said, we don't have to call her. You do.
Oh, Lord.
You get to call her and wake her up, not me.
Yeah. I mean, I like I said, I knew because at first you said, well, she has to pick up the kids. I'm like, nah. I was
like, she's got to drop them off, and usually that's why 8:30 works great for her because she has to take care. She's got to get the kids to do daycare. She's got to get them all going. She starts her day. I mean, she is a Division II softball coach. She's got over 1,200 wins.
She does.
She should be able to set the time for. She should be able to join us whenever she wants. I set it for 7:30.
Here we go. Now
we're waking her up.
Hey, don't get me wrong. I was on the wrong side of the bed with Shulman. Now I guess you will be with Coach Studeman.
No, see, it's all fun and games because you're the one that sets the time for the interview.
Yeah.
But I'm the one that actually has to call her.
Well,
she'll
we
be
can
pleasant.
blame this on Scott.
She'll be pleasant because, number one, UAH is the number 1 overall seed going into it. There's a lot of pressure on them, though, because...
You don't think she'll be ornery because they didn't win their last series now?
She will be ornery. She'll be ornery about that because they were number 3 going into the region. They want to be number 2 because if they're number 2, then they get to host an NCAA regional.
Because they won the first game against AUM and then lost the doubleheader.
Yeah.
And she doesn't like doubleheaders either.
She's
not used to playing 2 games in a day.
No, they do. They play 2. The softball series for you, the way that it works is they play 2 on the first day and then they'll play 1 on the second day. Usually.
Oh, well, this was reversed, though.
Yeah, they played 1 on Friday, 2 on Saturday.
I don't think she was a big fan of that. She'd rather play 2 and then just have to play 1.
Well, we'll ask her about that.
Yeah.
Let's get a break in. Let's bring in Les Studeman when we come back.
She just said thanks, so she's up.
We'll bring in the head coach of the UAH Chargers, Les Studeman, joining us on the road this morning ahead of the GSC softball tournament.
You're listening to Talkin' Ball on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
From the Fox 54 Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. A mostly cloudy to overcast sky this afternoon. Temperatures only climbing into the low and mid-60s. We're going to maintain the opportunity for scattered showers and thunderstorms through a good majority of the afternoon, even as we head into the evening. This pattern is going to continue across the Tennessee Valley as we head into your Thursday. A mostly cloudy to overcast sky, scattered showers and thunderstorms, though it is going to be a little bit warmer. Temperatures climbing into the upper 60s and lower 70s. I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman on your home for ESPN Radio, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Specializing in simple and affordable rentals, McCurry Van and Car Rental can make sure you have just the right vehicle for your next family vacation, weekend getaway, or if you just need transportation while your vehicle is being repaired. McCurry carries Ford Transit vans and Mercedes Sprinter vans, trucks and work vans, and more. And they offer discounted rental rates for long-term rentals. Now with 4 locations: Athens, Muscle Shoals, Coleman, and Huntsville. Log on McCurryRentals.com to make your reservation now. That's McCurryRentals.com.
I'm attorney Gary Lackey. You'll hear people say we're like a family, but here at the Lackey Law Firm, that's really true, not just a saying.
I'm Justin Lackey. With my father and my sister, we have a special connection to each other.
I'm Jennifer Lackey. At the Lackey Law Firm, when we take on your case, you become part of our family. You really do.
And we'll always do whatever it takes to get everything you deserve.
If you're injured, you worry about getting well, not about paperwork or insurance companies or figuring out how to get to your lawyer's office. I'll come to you.
We worry about your case so you don't have to.
When you've been injured, we know that your case is probably the biggest thing going on in your life. More important than almost anything else.
And it's important to us too, for one simple reason. Family takes care of each other, and at the Lackey Law Firm, we'll take care of you.
The Lackey Law Firm. The Lackey Law Family. 1-800-4-RIGHTS.
No representation is made that the quality of the legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers. When I chose a garage door company, I did my homework. I needed Precision Overhead Garage Door Service. They have a 5-star Google rating. I checked their reviews and liked what their customers had to say. Precision Overhead Garage Door has lifetime warranty packages. Same-day service if I call before 2 p.m. If they can't make it the same day, my service call fee the next day is waived. They did a 25-point safety inspection on the door and operator. Now that's peace of mind. Residential, commercial, and gate services. Precision Overhead Garage Door Service. Call 256-400-4500.
Got a wreck on 231 between Meridianville and Hazel Green. I don't have an exact location on it yet. That one's coming in as an injury type. And we had Pine Grove and Pettis, also an injury type. Still may be working to clear that one out of the way. No mask, no hose. You can ask Dr. Sandman, that's Dr. Sandlin, for the medically proven benefits of the Somnodent for sleep apnea and for snoring. Dr. Sandlin, 350-CARE. Captain Nick in the North Parkway, Popeyes Skywatch Traffic Center.
Not looking or feeling your best? No energy for the things you like to do? Ready to look and feel younger? Make your appointment at Advanced Life Clinic, one of the region's foremost destinations for patients interested in looking and feeling their best. Specializing in advanced laser treatments and weight loss, male and female rejuvenation to offset the effects of aging, and more. See how Advanced Life Clinic can help you enjoy your life again. Call 256-882-6555 or log on advancedlifeclinic.com.
Ann Adams with Berkshire Hathaway Rise Real Estate is the one name to know if you're buying or selling real estate. With years of local experience, Ann Adams offers buyers in-depth knowledge of the local housing market and will narrow available properties down to those you'll be interested in so you can save time when shopping for your new home. If you're ready to sell, Ann offers a seamless process using accurate pricing and expert negotiation skills to make sure you get a fair price for your home. Call Ann Adams today at 256-337-2625 or log on bhhsriserealestate.com.
Everything you need is just a click away.
I screw up sometimes, silly.
Okay, almost everything.
Come on, pal. Tell your fortune.
Log on today. 977ESPN.com. 977 ESPN, The Zone.
Welcome back. Talking Ball 97.7 ESPN, The Zone. Turning our attention to Gulf South Conference. And, of course, this interview brought to you by Sports Med Orthopedic Spine Care and Surgery Center. Dedicated to getting you back into the game. The Sports Med people are the Sports Med officials or doctors, trainers, the official training providers for said UAH Chargers, 881-5151, to experience that Sports Med difference. And time to turn our attention because tonight at 6 o'clock, she's got a little bit of time between now and then. Tonight at 6, the Chargers, UAH Chargers, the top seed in the Gulf South Conference softball tournament, going to take on 8th seed West Florida to get things started. No easy task there.
No question. I mean, this is one of the best Division II softball league in the country. UAH 40-9, as you said, Scott, going into last week, number 3 in the country. Have a chance to host a regional, but they I know they want to put the last 2 games in that series against AUM in the rear view and get cranked back up. They're going to be going to their 25th regional in 28 years, which is astounding. They're trying to win their 9th Gulf South Conference tournament. They're trying to go, back to the World Series for the 5th time and then get to the national title game for the 3rd time. And Les Studeman has just been amazing in her career, as you said, Scott, before going to break, 1,200 wins. And now she's going to join us on the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline as her Lady Chargers are going to try to win their 9th Gulf South Conference tournament and get started tonight at 6 against West Florida. Coach, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. I'm doing well.
Well, Coach, I know you've been doing this a long time, and I know you want to go in playing as well as you can. You got the senior day game. You win that one 5-4, but the doubleheader didn't go as well as you'd planned. Obviously, against AUM. How do you when you're getting your ladies' attention? Is that one of these things where how quickly do you reset, or do you just forget it and just roll on to the next game?
Well, I don't think you can forget it because, I mean, we had a lot of opportunities in both of those losses to score. Mm-hmm. And that, Scott can tell you in the games that we've lost, we've been right there.
Right.
So, we really worked on the psyche of that and that, one hit here and one hit there, and those games are completely different. And, we pounded that a couple of days. And then day 3, every time this team has fallen down and skinned its knees, it has responded in a majorly positive way. And so, we got to be Team 28. And Team 28 takes a punch and gets up. And we took one. There's no doubt we took one last Saturday. And we got to be standing tall for this matchup because West Florida can really score. And they have a pitcher who can dominate in one moment, in one game. She is probably one of the best in the league.
Yeah, you finish the season. I mean, it's Auburn Montgomery is no slouch either to finish the year. And I mean, if you're going to end the regular season facing a team and kind of getting your mind right, I mean, Auburn Montgomery was the team, I think, to do so as well.
Yeah, I mean, AUM, they're defending regular season champions, defending conference champions, defending South Region champions. They did not lose one single player. They did lose their coach, but their assistant coach took over. And they were slow out of the gate this year. They've had some injuries. They've had some bad luck. And, they are coming in as the 4th seed, and they're probably, to me, playing the best overall softball. I mean, they swept Valdosta the week before they played us, and then they took 2 out of 3 from us on our home field. And, they're really, really they have a really good opportunity to be a well-oiled machine. There's no doubt about that.
There's no question, Coach. You've told us in the past how good they are. So certainly they had a good weekend against your ladies, but you guys have West Florida. You talked about that they're very, very capable, and you've told us before in many, many cases how good this league is overall and that it's wide open, so you have to be ready to play. And another motivation for your team, now they have to take care of business too, but there is a chance you could get another shot at AUM in round 2.
Yeah, we would love to have another shot at AUM, and obviously in our half of the bracket, there's lots of chances to improve your regional resume because there's 3 out of the 4 teams are ranked in the region. So, whatever happens, we're going to get a shot at either Valdosta and AUM, and, we want to take advantage of that opportunity in the winner's bracket.
One of the changing aspects of softball over the years, for those that have not paid it or followed softball a lot, is the pitching depth, the pitching rotations. Used to be softball, and there are teams that still do this. They ride that one pitcher, and they use their ace, and they use it a lot. You have the benefit of having Katie Bracken, Megan Schertz. Is this where all season long, Coach, using multiple pitchers to start games? Is this where it kind of comes into a benefit to you that both pitchers come in ready to go?
Yeah, we sure hope so. I mean, that's been the plan. We have intentionally not pitched Katie Bracken on back-to-back days very often to have her hopefully be really fresh heading into the postseason. We feel like we actually have 3 great pitchers. Josie Thompson's had a very strong end of the season for us and had some really big innings for us down the stretch. And but Katie Bracken is she's got it, guys. I mean, she's just got it. The determination, the heart, all the things you can't see, like she's got those. And then all the things you can see, the velocity, the movement, the great changeup, she's got that too. And so, we feel really good with the ball in her hand. And then with Schertz, I mean, she's just really hard to get a hold of. And her stuff moves really hard down, and that gives us a really good chance to get a lot of ground balls. We've played great defense this year, and we feel really confident with any of those three girls in the circle. That's for sure.
And you're playing at a great facility, Coach. So the weather shouldn't. I know there's a chance for rain later in the week, but I would think you feel pretty good about the turf and the facility you're playing at.
Yeah, no, it's just, I mean, it makes me. It's awesome. The facility's awesome, and just side note, we're gonna go politics here. Why Huntsville does not invest in a facility like there is in Albertville, like there is in Oxford, like there's about to be in Decatur? It just baffles me, because when you build it, they come and 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 they come. So anyway, that's side note. Sorry, guys.
Oh, you're good. You're good. Hey, we woke you up. We woke you up this morning. You can take as many side notes as you want.
Well, I got to get that dig in there, because Huntsville is an outstanding softball city. I mean, we're awesome in high school. I mean, we are so good. Softball is so strong, and to not have a state-of-the-art place to welcome people from out of town to play is it confuses me about what we're doing. But that's okay. That's okay. I'll run for mayor when I get through with coaching.
Well, I miss it too. I used to get to do. I used to get to do the high school one, and I enjoyed helping out the AHSAA doing that and spending a weekend watching tons of softball.
Yeah.
I miss it myself.
Yeah, no, the Sportsplex, when I got the job at UAH, we played at the Sportsplex, and it was the Taj Mahal. Guys, this is 1028. That was 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's go.
Well, I want to focus real fast before we get back to the bracket and we get back to the challenges ahead. You guys are playing, your ladies are playing right now. They're going to miss graduation because of the tournament. How special was it for you and the university to do a little bit of a mini graduation ceremony for the athletes ahead of time before you left to go to Oxford?
Oh, my gosh. That's probably way up there on my experiences as a college coach at UAH. And, for Dr. Cade Smith, to get that organized, and for our president and our provost and our deans to be willing to take time to come over and participate in that. I mean, it was really special. And, Cade said, you're going to be very lucky, because you're going to be one of the only group of graduates who's going to actually remember their graduation. And because it was short and sweet, and it was just for them and the track kids and the baseball guys and softball girls who graduated. It was awesome for me to be able to be a part of it, and just so proud, because UAH, you're not there to be an athlete. You're there because the school is awesome, and you get to be an athlete too. And so all of those kids. I mean, there's a baseball player with a master's in aerospace. I'm talking about a good baseball player.
Oh,
the degrees that were awarded to athletes that day, it was very humbling and special, and I was very excited to be able to be a part of it. And so proud of our two, Maddie Tankersley and Lila Young.
And Coach, I know you've been studying this. Do you feel like several of these teams are going to be in a regional, but the ultimate deal is that you'd like to host it at Charger Park? Do you feel like what do you need to do? Do you feel like you need to win this thing or get to the finals? What is the feeling going in?
Yeah, I feel like we gotta win it. I don't
control what you can control.
So far away. Yeah. I think that if Mississippi College or UAH were to win it, the two of us would have the best chance to host. But it's also, it's just it seems like 1 and 2 have been kind of on lot with St. Leo and Tampa, which is weird, because that would put regionals 45 minutes apart from each other. But St. Leo has one more round to go. I really look at like our 3 through 8 as pretty tied. So, we need to we want to make sure we play good ball and do what we need to do to complete our resume. And hosting would be a cherry on the top. We want to go and we want to have a shot at it wherever it is.
And does Katie Bracken get the ball in game 1?
Katie Bracken gets the ball in game 1.
Well, so we are getting that much.
There we go.
There
we go. Got a little something.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Lauren Hayes is going to be the leadoff. So there you go. There you got 2 something.
There. Wow.
There you go.
Wow.
She has been the whole year.
She has been, yes. That's. Look, if West Florida wants to pay
and
attention,
Kelly Vaught's going to be in left. There you go. There's 3.
But at this point, Coach, you roll with what got you here, right? You don't go to reinvent the wheel. You don't reinvent a game plan. You go and you do what you've done all year, right?
There's no doubt we have to do what we do, and that was my main message to our team before we left. Is look, we have to be Team 28. You don't have to do anything special or anything different. You just have to show up and stay locked in, stay together, and play good softball. And this is going to be a very tough game. It will not surprise me if it's a 1-run game. It will not surprise me if it comes down to the last inning. And West Florida's playing really well. They're a completely different team than we saw in March at UAH. We're not at UAH, and that's a big factor. And really, Game 3, the one we won 8-7 or 7-6, they really, really, really had a lot of opportunities to win that game and didn't do it. And, hey, hats off to our pitching, hats off to our defense, but they were a different team Game 3 than they were 1 and 2. So I expect Game 4, same thing.
Well, we want you to get a W tonight and stay in that 6 o'clock slot.
Yeah.
Where you can sleep in.
Yeah, where you can
sleep in.
From at least tomorrow.
Yeah. I appreciate y'all having me on. It's worth my one day of sleeping in to get up and get to talk to you.
Well, thank you, Coach. We
Thanks,
appreciate
Coach. Les Studeman with us, UAH Charger head softball coach.
There it is.
Yeah, Hall of Famer.
Yeah, Hall of Famer, no question.
Got to put that in there.
Her 28th team, and as we said, going to be the 25th regional appearance, which is astounding.
Team 28.
And she's trying to host a regional, and probably at least going to have to get to the finals, if not win it. It sounds like with Tampa and St. Leo also in the mix for this.
She'd be a heck of a mayor.
Yeah,
I'll just tell you.
Well, I think she's right because
she is.
Huntsville used to host and I used to help out with that with the Huntsville Sports Commission as far as putting on the regional softball high school, and now that moved to Florence and their facilities.
Yeah.
So Huntsville, I think they've got a chance in the future to get a basketball regional now with the facilities they have
at Alabama A&M.
Yeah, but now they need to work on upgrading the softball facilities and get the softball back, because I think they've got a chance to get that if they are aggressive and improve the facilities. And I mean, they already host soccer. Think about how good the soccer.
Well, yeah, I think there's enough. They got the Joe Davis redone. They've got all that redone over there at John Hunt Park.
Yeah,
it's turning in nice.
Even more.
The next focus should be on a softball baseball complex, and then Huntsville would have everything.
Yeah, they're already putting. I mean, she's talked about Albertville. Guntersville's putting in tons of parks. I mean, and I'm talking about at least for like little league tournaments.
Right,
and stuff.
right. All right.
Yeah.
Maybe we could do one.
I don't know, man.
We'll just do it. All right, let's get a break in. When we come back, phone line's open to you, 256-576-4977.
You're listening to Talkin' Ball on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
That wreck on 231 is northbound at Elkwood section. That one did report as an injury type. Had one on Pine Grove at Pettis that reported injuries as well. May still be trying to get it cleared up. Officers, construction workers, and first responders put their lives on the line every time they step on the roadway. Why not make it safer for them? Slow down or move over. It's the law. Captain Nick in the Jordan Lane Popeye Skywatch Traffic Center.
Great food and the best live entertainment is what it's all about at the Furniture Factory Bar and Grill. Head to downtown Huntsville every Tuesday for karaoke on the only outdoor karaoke stage in North Alabama. Thursday night is the Valley's longest running and biggest bike night. Food and drink specials, giveaways, and live music on the patio. And the Furniture Factory menu is fully loaded with options from steaks to salads, plus a whole lot more. Featuring a weekday happy hour that starts at 3. 619 Meridian Street, downtown Huntsville, and online at FurnitureFactoryBarGrill.com.
Organizations using Salesforce know how powerful the platform is and how much time, money, and headaches it saves if it's set up right and you know how to use it. Let's face it, Salesforce is complicated and time-consuming to figure out, and a lot can go wrong now and down the road without expert help. That's why most Salesforce users work with an implementation partner like Higher Echelon, so they get the absolute most out of their Salesforce investment. Higher Echelon is a 5-star Salesforce consulting partner who won Salesforce Military Hiring Partner of the Year. President Dr. Joe Ross is retired Army who played and later coached for the cadets. He puts that experience to good use at Higher Echelon, where they pride themselves on hiring veterans. Look, not all Salesforce partners are the same. Don't put your company at risk by going with an inferior partner. Higher Echelon is the trusted partner you can count on to get you up and running and seeing returns on your Salesforce investment in a fraction of the time it would take if you go it alone. Go to higherechelon.com. That's HIGHERECHELON.com to learn more. Go higher and go Army.
When the biggest names in aerospace, financial services, and electronics needed office and manufacturing space in Huntsville, they called Samples Properties, and they've been doing it for over 40 years. When Huntsville first began to grow, so did Samples Properties. You can trust your business to Samples Properties and their deep knowledge of the commercial real estate market in Huntsville and Madison. When you're in the market for commercial real estate and you need a partner who knows how to make your plans come together, Samples Properties can guide you through all the legal, financial, and regulatory hurdles. And if you just need office space to start or grow your business, Samples Properties is the call you need to make. Go to samplesproperties.com to see the impressive list of clients that have profited from the knowledge and integrity of Samples Properties. For commercial real estate development and consultation, trust your business to Samples Properties, with offices on Madison Street in downtown Huntsville. Samplesproperties.com.
From the Fox 54 Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. A mostly cloudy to overcast sky this afternoon. Temperatures only climbing into the low and mid-60s. We're going to maintain the opportunity for scattered showers and thunderstorms through a good majority of the afternoon, even as we head into the evening. This pattern is going to continue across the Tennessee Valley as we head into your Thursday. Mostly cloudy to overcast sky, scattered showers and thunderstorms, though it is going to be a little bit warmer. Temperatures climbing into the upper 60s and lower 70s. I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman on your home for ESPN Radio, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
The Drive with Wes Neighbors and Steve Moulton. Listen weekday afternoons starting at 5 on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
It's perfect!
Welcome back. Talking Ball, 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Scott Theisen, DeArmond with you. And raise your hands if you're shocked by this announcement.
Here we go.
Randall Cobb's got a 1-year deal to play
with the Jets, right?
To play for the Jets.
Have they made the commercial yet? Reunited and it feels so good, or whatever the hell they're going to do.
Oh man, who sang that one?
I can't remember. It was in the 70s, I think.
Oh man,
maybe early 80s.
Let's see here if I can. Man.
Yeah. I have no idea. I just remember the song, and this will be, because they brought Randall back at Green Bay last year, and that's the last person he walked off the field.
Oh, I believe it was. Was it?
Was it
really Peaches and Herbs?
I don't have a clue. I mean, that definitely sounds like something from the 70s. Here we go.
Is this it? This is it.
Yeah.
Wow. Turn the lights down low in the studio today.
Yeah. Hey, we just got a text in. Peaches and Herb. It's definitely something from the LSD days, man.
Here we go. Randall Cobb. Aaron Rodgers. Reunited.
Gotta be the 70s.
Oh, this is so 70s.
This is so psychedelic. Oh, there you go.
Wow. Johnny on his cell with us this morning. Good morning, Johnny.
Following Peaches and Herb. Not Jones.
Good morning, guys.
Good. How you doing?
So, has anyone noticed what the Philadelphia Eagles put together on draft day? I mean,
Yeah.
That was a that was a really good football team that fell just short of winning it all. And then they load up on Georgia and Alabama talent again.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what have they got now? Like 6 or 7 Alabama guys, 6 or 7 Georgia guys now?
Pretty much. I mean just in the first couple of days of the draft, I mean, everybody knows in round 1, they got arguably the best player in the draft in Jalen Carter at 9. Then at the end of the first round, they got Nolan Smith, and then they traded for DeAndre Swift and then got Keely Ringo in the 4th round. Now, do I think Keely's overrated? A little bit. He got torched by a lot of great players, but he made some big plays. He has a lot of potential.
Didn't they pick up Ricks too?
And yes, they signed Eli Ricks in free agency as an undrafted free agent. So we'll see if he can be one of a steal for them. But I'll put it at 50-50 if he makes it or not, because I hadn't seen enough out of him to stay out of the training room and do things the right way. Now he's talented, he's got length. And so maybe he'll put it all together for the Eagles. Maybe he'll be a guy that, finally gets it together, gets healthy. And if you do, then, heck, man. He'll be a steal as an undrafted free agent. But we'll see. They've brought in a lot of guys, and then they also, as we know, got Tyler Steen in the 3rd round from Bama. Probably either going to be a guard or a right tackle. Because Lane Johnson's he's got a lot of miles on the body. We don't know how much longer he's going to play. And at worst, Jeff Stoutland could make him a guard. So I thought it was a good value pick in the 3rd round.
Well, like I said, I just feel like that's a team that seems to have a plan for drafting and not only drafting, going out and getting value for what they're getting.
Mm-hmm.
And, I think I read somewhere like teams with the most homegrown talent, how successful they are in the NFL versus teams that have gone out and try to build their team a la free agency, like the Jets here. I just feel like that. I kind of feel like I need to tip your hat to what they're building there.
Howie Roseman. This team just 2 years ago was 4-11.
Mm-hmm.
They were not good. They were a team, but you look at what they've done through the draft, and if you look at Philadelphia, not just taking Georgia players, but they take players. They don't look at size. They don't look at other measurables. They draft on talent and thus becoming the first team, I believe, in the common draft era, to take 5 defensive players from the same school in consecutive drafts.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I think they obviously value the Saban Kirby tree. They've got other Bama defenders in there too. This team is going to be. I saw the Micah Parsons reaction to Philly picking up the number 9 pick, and he was just like, dude. They were already really good. How are you going to let that kind of talent go there?
Well, and the thing with Jalen Carter is obviously some teams, 8 teams above them, looked at what happened off the field or whatever and was scared. But you look at Philadelphia, the support system that they have, we mentioned taking 5 Georgia players the year before, 5 this one. You put him in that comfort system. You put him with guys that he's familiar with, and they can grow him. They can nurture him. They can get him, you're putting him with comfortable guys.
And the Kobe Dean, guys like that.
Yep. Guys that he's used to.
I look for them to rule the roost for a while.
They got a chance if they can stay healthy and hungry. There's no question about it. And as Jimmy Lay just texted in, next skate is for couples only.
We will have Hunter Royer on next. We're going to be reunited with UAH Baseball. It's 97.7 ESPN.
This is Brent Musburger's VSiN Action Update on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Check out VSiN's catalog of original podcasts, daily and weekly programming to keep you in the know when you're on the go. Only at VSIN.com. Now, here are the latest lines from my guys in the desert.
NBA playoffs tonight, Sixers and Celtics in Boston, Game 2. Boston's a 10-point favorite at home. The Sixers at plus 400 on the money line. The over-under's 217. Last night, the Knicks evened up their series with the Heat, 111-105. The final, New York was favored by 10 at the Garden. The over was 216. The Lakers up 1-0 on Golden State after last night's 117-112 win. Golden State was a 4.5-point favorite at home. The Lakers paid plus 155. The over 229. The Celtics remain the favorite to win the NBA title at plus 200, the Nuggets plus 425, the Sixers plus 550.
WZZN, Union Grove, Huntsville, Alabama. 97.7 ESPN, The Zone. Welcome to Talkin' Ball with Scott Theisen and Drew DeArmond. Call into the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline now, 256-576-4977. That's 256-576-4977. Now, here's Scott and Drew.
There we go, hour 2 underway. Talking Ball, 97.7 ESPN, The Zone. Scott Theisen, Drew DeArmond with you, 8 o'clock on the dot, and an entertaining, very entertaining first hour of Talking Ball. If you missed anything from the first hour, we touched on TJ Finley exiting from Auburn. No shock there. We touched on how the NCAA issued a statement to the Alabama baseball betting, whatever it is. We don't know whatever it is. We're not going to – it's just whatever it is. They issued a statement to that. We had Les Studeman on. We talked UAH softball. And we reunited Aaron Rodgers and...
With Peaches and Herb.
With Peaches and Herb, yes. Yeah. Yes, we reunited Randall Cobb and Aaron Rodgers there in the Jets. Now, we turn our attention... He doesn't have to... I'm sure we didn't wake him up this morning.
Yeah.
Like we did Coach Studeman. But UAH baseball, very good regular season.
Yes.
Third in the conference.
20-10 in the conference.
That's a successful regular season. Now they can back it up, which Hunter Royer has had a little bit of success there, getting teams deep in the Gulf South Conference tournament runs.
He has, and they're going to kick off the tournament on Friday at Chocolaca Park in Oxford, Alabama, 10 a.m. against the Shorter Hawks. They had their series this year with them in Rome on the road, and it was not an easy series. It was they lost 2 out of 3 to the Hawks. And every game came down to the final out. I mean, these were 3 one-run games. It's been very tight. In the years past, they've had definite arm talent on the mound. So this is going to be an interesting matchup. And Coach told us when we last visited a couple of weeks ago that this tournament coming up, he said, no lie, anybody can win it. There's about 8 different teams that could win it. And I'm sure that's still the case now, as the GSC is one of the best Division II baseball leagues in the country. And Hunter Royer, the longtime baseball coach at UAH, is now with us this morning on the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline. Coach, good morning.
Hey, morning, guys. How y'all doing?
Doing good. Well. Hey, but before we get into the tournament, before we get into anything, we just got to know, did Grady make it to Dallas?
Is everything all right?
Man, they made it last night. They flew in. I think they got there about 9 and getting ready to roll today. He's excited, so
let's win it.
They do well.
Yeah,
good,
no doubt.
Well, let's talk baseball. You got a little bit of time. 10 o'clock on Friday. You get shorter, 3 versus 6 to begin this run, and it is a long run if you want to get to the finals. It's 5 days, 4 days over there at Chocolaca Park.
You want to stay in that winner's bracket too.
Yeah, you got to get off on a good footing. I mean, it's they're good. I mean, it's like I've told you and you just said, anybody can win it over there. I do believe that. They'll have a real good arm going. They got a left-hander that's really good, and he's probably going to be first team all conference. He'll have a chance to be pitcher of the year. He's good. He's got like a 2.2 ERA, something like that. So we're definitely going to have our work cut out for us, but they're better than they were then. We're better than we were then, so it'll be a good game.
No question. I mean, you haven't seen them since March 18th and 19th on the road. You'll get them on a neutral field Coach, I mean, I know you've been monitoring them and of course watching your squad. It is interesting though when you play a team. I think you guys are the 3, they're the 6. So, but there's not a whole lot of separation. How have you seen your squad improve since that series, which was very hotly contested in the GSC earlier in the season?
Well, we left there not very happy, to say the least. I didn't think we played well at all. Just from a offensive standpoint, we pitched pretty good. We just didn't play well offensively. And I would say since that time we've improved in all areas of the game. Whether it's offensively, defensively, on the mound, our guys really improved since then. And that was kind of a series that kind of got us going. We've won quite a few series since then, so I think we've really improved in all areas. We've swung the bats pretty well all year. We didn't this past weekend, even though we won 2 games. But our starting pitching's been really good, and our bullpen, has been really good at times, especially Will Hoagland out of the bullpen. I mean, I think he's got a 1-point-something ERA. He's 5-2 on the mound with 11 saves. So, probably the best bullpen arm in the league. So, we've improved a lot. Like I said, they have too. They're going to be a little different than everybody else. I believe they got 3 guys over 20 stolen bases, and so they try to run and get you in some tough spots.
Well, you mentioned how important it is to stay in that winner's bracket. So how do you look at Friday's game then as far as starting pitching and bullpen goes? Because you're going to have to play again on Saturday. How do you balance that? How do you balance that starting pitching and using your bullpen so that you do everything you can to stay in the winner's bracket but not drain everything for the whole entire run?
Hey, man, whatever we got to do to win without starting our Saturday start or whatever we got to do to win. We got to win. I mean, that's just got to win the first one. You don't want to go in the loser's bracket early. So I mean, if we have to pitch Hoagland 3 innings out of the bullpen, that's what we'll do. It's not what we want to do, but you've got to win that first game. Now, saying that, we've been on the other end of it. We've lost the first game and we've won 3 or 4 in a row. So. It's not over. It just makes for a tougher road. And, no matter what, when you get to this spot, I mean, if you're going to hang around, if you're going to get championship day, there's going to have to be somebody throw some quality innings for you, whether it's 3, 4, 5, 6 innings that hadn't thrown a lot. I mean, they're going to get an opportunity to go out there in a big time situation. And, we had that this past weekend. We had a young man that's thrown 6 innings that came out in game 1, and we were down 11-5, and I think he gave us 4 scoreless through extremely well. And we were fortunate enough he shut him down, so we came back and won 15-11. So I think that's if you're going to hang around, that's what you got to have happen.
Yeah, no question. And you were able to win that series over and a good AUM team, 2 games to 1. You took 2 out of 3, and Coach, you've got 20 conference wins. I know you said anybody can win this tournament. And you track it. What does UAH need to do to, you think, lock up a regional bid? Have they already done so in your mind, or is there still some work to be done?
We've been in this spot several times, and I was on that committee the last 4 years, and I think we'll probably come out today 5th. I think. I think you got to win. I think you just got to win. I don't, unless you're the number 1 seed or 2 seed. I just feel like, you're putting yourself in a hole. If you go 2 and out, then you're looking to see what other teams below you've done. Then if you have somebody out of our conference that's not in the top 7 or 8 of the region win the tournament, then you're probably out. So it's like I told our guys, we just need to win. I mean, don't worry about what everybody else is doing. That's what we've talked about for the last 3 weeks. Don't worry about, because I believe we were a game out of the first place, going into last week in a regular season. So, I mean, don't worry about what other teams are doing. Just control what you can control.
Health-wise, how are we looking going into the tournament?
We're pretty good. I mean, we're pretty good. I mean, it's that time of year, you practice this week and you kind of try to take it, want to practice hard, but at the same time get to get their legs under them, don't wear them out. I'll be fresh when we get ready to go Friday morning.
Mm-hmm. And then there are some advantages from getting cranked up at 10 a.m., Coach. I mean, you get a chance to get it flowing, and then if you can get a win, get the energy up and get everybody confident. I mean, there's worse things than being the first game.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I just soon play at 10 a.m. than play at 8 o'clock and really play at 10 o'clock. So, we're going to probably be the only game that starts on time. And, like you said, you get up early and, get some breakfast in you, get to the ballpark, take a little BP and get ready to go and hopefully come out on top and, grab some lunch, get back to the hotel, get off your feet, and get some rest and be ready to go again the next day. So, like I said, I would rather play a 10 a.m. game than wait around all day.
Mm-hmm. Landon Ezell finished third in the conference with batting average from Russellville, local kid. Talk about his season. Talk about the regular season he had.
Great career, yeah.
Well, he ended up hitting 425 in the regular season, and I'm going to tell you, he had an unbelievable year. I think he struck out 8 times. That's all he struck out, and probably close to 200 at bats. Got a lot of juice, man. He's had a really good year. I can't say enough about him, what he's done, how he's matured as a player, and he's been really good. I mean, last year he probably hit 16 homers, and I think this year he's only got 8. But even a lot of his outs have been just absolute rockets. He's had an unbelievable year, and I think that he's more importantly, he's a great kid and graduated. So we had the little graduation ceremony yesterday for athletes, spring athletes, and gonna miss him. I can tell you that.
Yeah, and Coach Studeman told us you've even got an aerospace engineer graduating, man.
Yeah,
man, we got a couple of them. We got one that's got a master's in aerospace. So I mean, he's way above my level. I can tell you that. I can't. Grady's got a better chance talking to him than I do.
Yeah, well, Coach, how special was that yesterday, though, or the other day to go through? Coach Studeman kind of shed some light on it, but how special was that to let the athletes have a little graduation ceremony before you guys took off to Oxford?
It was really special. I mean, that's the first time we've been able to do that. And, Cade put that together, Cade Smith, our athletic director, so really appreciative of him for doing that and thinking of these student athletes. It was special. We had I think we had 8 guys there, and really special for them. And, because I think graduation is Thursday, so they would miss, with us leaving. We leave Thursday morning. So it was special. Really proud of those guys because, looking at it, I think Garrett had a job interview yesterday after practice, and we had another one's got one today, and 3 or 4, probably 5 or 6 of them already got jobs. So
wow,
yeah, they're moving on quick. The aerospace genius already gotten a job, so proud of him, man.
Yeah. I mean, that's amazing. That is
definitely
amazing.
Help Grady and the crew build robots from now on, from going forward.
I know. I told Grady a couple of days ago, I said, you need to take a few of our guys with us. Maybe y'all can win that thing.
Yeah, he was pretty proud of that robot yesterday.
Yeah.
That was
going
quite the treat
to
hear about that and know that he was going to Dallas.
Well, they work hard at that. They really do. I mean, they practice after school 2 or 3 times a week and spend a lot of time on it. Go to a few competitions, and it's a good group. They got a real good group working with that stuff. And I mean, something I never would have even thought about doing, but it's really competitive. So really proud for him.
We're proud of Grady too, and he needs to tell these people in Ohio how to bet. You know what I'm saying?
No kidding. I mean,
come on. What are you doing?
I'm gonna stay out of that one.
Yeah, me too. Give me a break. Grady would do better than those guys.
Well, okay. Yeah.
I don't know how. I don't know. That's weird. That don't happen a lot. So
No.
something happened somewhere.
Yeah, something happens somewhere. Well, we hope something happens great for Grady. And what needs to happen for your squad, Coach? I mean, obviously, as you said, you got to stay in the winner's bracket, and you got to get a good performance on the mound on Friday morning.
That's it, man. We just got to play well. You know, I just got to have the energy, play well. Got to want it a little more than they do. And, you know, it's not always the most talented team that wins, and but they're going to be really good. They've got some. He does a good job with his pitching staff, and like I said, Foles kid that they're going to throw is really, really a good left-handed arm, and they chop their bullpen up good. But they'll throw him 9 if they can throw him 9, and they put a little pressure on you, bunting it and running, and so we're going to have our hands full. But this is what you play for, and this is what these guys work for all year. It's why they got a 20-10 record in the conference, and they've battled. They've really battled, so I'm proud of them, and hopefully we win a few games, get to championship day. We said that was the goal last year. We got beat on championship day last year, and we said we want to be right back here next year, and hopefully we can get to that spot and see what happens.
Yeah, and then move on to regional play, no doubt about it. It'd be huge for UAH baseball. Well, it's been good back-to-back days. We heard from G yesterday, and hopefully they're going to do a great job in Dallas, and hopefully you guys are going to get cranked up 10 o'clock at Chocolaco Park on Friday and stay in that winner's bracket and take care of Shorter. We appreciate the time, Coach. Good luck to you.
Yeah. So y'all woke Coach Studeman up?
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
Well,
Scott
didn't let her choose the time. I just said, hey, let's see if we can get Coach on. And I was like, Scott, they don't play till 6.
Yeah.
Well, when you win 1,000 games and you win the league regular season, you sleep in to about 8 or 9 o'clock. You just get to make your schedule. So she deserves that. So
she does.
Let her sleep.
And we let her have a PSA too.
Yeah, she said when she runs for mayor, the first thing she's gonna do is have a baseball and softball complex built like Albertville and Chocolaca Park here in town.
As long as it's got turf on it, I don't care. Just put turf on it. Just put turf on it. I don't care what we call it, what it is. Just put turf on it.
And I know Chocolaca has that. It's a beautiful facility. It's going to be a great tournament. Good luck, Coach.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, guys.
Thanks. Hunter Royer with us.
Yeah.
Good stuff there.
That one's also brought to you by our great sponsor.
Yep, SportsMed Orthopedic Surgery and Spine Center. Give them a call today, 256-881-5151 to experience that SportsMed difference. Hey, they are the official training providers of the UAH Chargers. We got to get a break in. When we come back, we're going to talk SEC scheduling, not current scheduling, but wait, I'll explain it all next.
You're listening to Talkin' Ball on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
The overturned vehicle in Limestone County, Mooresville, south of Capshaw, is going to turn out to be a no injury. One in Morgan County, though, 31 south of I-65. Last I heard, they were launching a medical helicopter on that one. Pine Grove and Pettis had an injury. 231 northbound at Eltwood section also reported as an injury type. Snelling places admin, accounting, and medical professionals daily. Need a job or maybe an employee? Snelling can help. Snelling, how the area's best companies hire talent. Huntsville.snelling.com. Captain Nick in the Jordan Lane Popeyes Skywatch Traffic Center.
Suffering from emotional pain and mental health conditions? Intensive Outpatient Programs, or IOP, is a rich addition to your continued individual therapy. Group members realize they're not alone and that others have similar difficulties. Hearing and sharing different ways to think and cope can be encouraging, empowering, and promote healing. In most cases, treatment is covered by insurance and no doctor referral is needed. Virtual IOP sessions available. Take your first step to wellness by calling 205-999-5247 or log on IOPServicesLLC.com.
Are you tired of chasing a roofing contractor to show up on time, or even show up at all? I'm Sam Fleming with Fleming Roofing and Restoration. Our motto at Fleming Roofing is we show up. Our goal at Fleming Roofing is to provide the reliable customer service that you deserve, and we have the resources to meet all of your roofing needs: residential, commercial, industrial, replacement, or repairs. We are manufacturer certified for roof coatings, single-ply membranes, and asphalt shingles. Whenever you need a roofing professional you can count on, call Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We are committed to finding the solution that meets your needs. We don't have quotas or heavy-handed sales tactics. Fleming Roofing, we have expert experience. We show up. Free estimates, residential, commercial, industrial, replacement, or repairs. Check us out at FlemingHSV.com. FlemingHSV.com. When you need a quick response, it's Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up.
Here's Bobby White from Woody Anderson Ford on their service department.
President's Award winner 2 years in a row. That's only given to the top 10% of Ford dealers in customer satisfaction. So we're very proud of the service department. And our body shop. If you happen to get into an accident, which not a lot of people just want to go down and see a body shop, but if you get into an accident, award-winning body shop. We have the state-of-the-art paint booths back there. They're waterborne paints that we use, friendly for the environment. We've got our production system, the way things are in and out. We have the fastest cycle rate in town of getting your vehicle in, getting your vehicle out, and assured that it's fixed right. We take pictures before it's wrecked, and not only after, but we take it as we're putting the parts on. All done to above industry standards. So I'm proud of our body shop too. Don't forget our parts department. So if you don't happen to need parts, performance parts, or just parts if you're a weekend mechanic.
Woody Anderson Ford, located at the corner of Jordan and Sparkman, as well as Hughes Road and Madison. You can also check out the great deals at WoodyAndersonFord.com.
Welcome back. Talking Ball 97.7 ESPN, The Zone. Wow, that'll get your heart pumping. There, we just had Hunter Royer on.
You mean Grady's song will get our heart pumping?
This song here, it goes out to Grady the Greek, who's waking up today in Dallas. And Grady the Greek doing his robotic competition in Dallas. He joined us yesterday, talked a little bit about his robotic competition. His team, his elementary school team there. So that is Sticks, by the way, Mr. Roboto. But that's a shout out to Grady the Greek. Good luck today to him and the rest of his classmates, teammates at their robotics competition.
Well, he's got a secret. He's got a secret. An aerospace engineer.
With a master's aerospace engineer on his disposal that he can use.
There you go.
All right, Jeff in the Borough with us this morning. Good morning, Jeff.
How you doing, guys?
Good.
I just wanted to say I didn't want to comment about Levis a little bit, but I know what Drew was talking about a little bit. Maybe not. I hope he gets a chance with the Titans. I don't know what he'll do with it, but I know that whoever's playing quarterback in Kentucky probably the last 30 years or so. I'm not gonna list all the quarterbacks we won't have time to. Probably ain't good enough for Drew, but I do know this, that Levis is 6'4", and Young is 5'10", and before the draft, everybody said Bryce Young was too short. Now I don't know. I mean, I'm sure Young's a great quarterback, no doubt about it. And I'm not saying Levis is better than he is or worse or whatever. It's like guys said yesterday on the radio, if you put Levis at Alabama and put Young in Kentucky, then that Young's going to be a second-round pick, and Levis might be a top pick because of talent that Young had around him. I mean, we all know Kentucky receivers probably ain't as good as Bama's and all that stuff. So I mean, but that's it, and that's just the way that the draft goes. So I mean, everybody out here. I don't know if I told you guys just now, but when the Titans traded up, all these Tennessee fans thought they were going to draft Hooker in the second round, and they didn't do it. And from what I heard, a friend of mine told me, he said when they drafted Levis, the social media went nuts. All these Titans fans, what are you doing drafting this guy for? Why you drafted Levis and not Hooker? So I mean, do you think Hooker's better than Levis, Drew? I know you do, right?
Yes. As a college player, I do, yeah.
Let me ask you this, though, Drew. Let me ask you this.
Right.
Would you rather have Stetson Bennett or Will Levis?
Stetson Bennett, no question.
So why? So if you'd rather have Stetson Bennett and the Titans,
I would say Stetson in college, just because I think Stetson showed a better feel for the college game.
Potential. Who starts first in the NFL, Bennett or Levis?
Oh, Will Levis will get the first opportunity. I mean, he fits the prototype, what they like. He's got the strongest arm in the draft. He's what Jeff just said. He's 6'4". He's got good mobility. He is a tough kid. So he's going to get the first chance, no question about it. Again, sometimes it's about your measurables and stuff when it's as far as going to the NFL.
Right.
Now, as they've said, Bryce Young is the great outlier because there's never been a quarterback as small in stature as him go number 1 overall. But it's just like Anthony Richardson. He was drafted 4th basically on his freakish athleticism and size because he is like a Levis. Will's a little taller, but Richardson's 240 pounds. He can run a 4.40. So, and then and Stroud fits more of that mold too. So, but as far as when you're looking at the pros, I do think that just shows what a magician Bryce is. But as far as when you're comparing Stetson Bennett to Will Levis, Stetson was the better player in college. But Jeff brings up a point though. What if Will Levis? He never got a chance to. He never won the job at Penn State. But what if he had somehow ended up at Georgia and was protected, didn't get injured, and they won a national championship? So who knows? I mean, maybe if they had of with his measurables, he would have been the first pick in the draft. So a lot of it is circumstance. I still think him going in the top of the second round is not going to hurt him. He's going to get a chance with an organization who has a quarterback who's 35, who has really probably got 1 year left. And
he's only got 1 year. He's only got 1 year left on his contract.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, and so they're not going to. I don't think they plan on re-signing him. So if Levis does what he's supposed to do, learns behind him, probably will get a chance to play this year if the Titans start losing.
Right.
And if he shows enough, then in 2024, it wouldn't shock anyone if he's the leader in the clubhouse for the Titans. So I don't think it's a bad thing.
What about Willis? Are they going to dump him?
Well, I don't know if they'll dump him. They've got him under contract for a couple more years. They may still try to, Malik Willis. They'd probably still try to develop him maybe as the 3, and if he showed enough progress, maybe go with him as the 2. But if not, I mean, for example, in 2024, if Will Levis is going into his first year as the Titans starter, they might bring in an experienced backup between him and Willis.
They've got to get him someone to give him the ball too. Wide receiver position for the Titans is horrendous.
Well, and the thing about these two guys that they were talking about before the draft this year, trading Derrick Henry. They're talking about doing that.
Yeah.
They're talking about doing that also. So.
Well, I mean, look, I know Titans fans probably don't want to hear it because there's do that. I mean, but Derrick Henry, let's just be honest. Shelf life of a running back is not great. Henry is probably at that point right now. So if you are the Tennessee Titans, to get something for Derrick Henry, to get something for the future, you're not going to the Super Bowl. I mean, this Titans team is far away from the Super Bowl right now. Why not trade Derrick Henry for some draft picks for the future?
Yeah, but that's what they thought about doing. And like I told you guys before, on one of the post-game calling shows, this year, a guy said they should have traded Derrick Henry to begin with and not got rid of A.J. Brown. They just traded him before the draft last year.
Well, I mean, think about this. I mean,
that's what they say.
If the Titans are really going to rebuild and redo this roster, you were probably going to have to get rid of A.J. Brown sooner than later anyway.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you ripped the Band-Aid off. It was not a great move, so you got rid of A.J. Brown. Probably not the right move, but you had to do it sooner or later.
Well, it got your general manager fired, basically.
Oh, yeah. And I don't know if the one they have now is any better.
You don't know. You know about him. You don't know what he's going to do.
We don't know.
But and also, one problem, guys, I saw the stuff about the baseball game with Alabama. When you have ads for DraftKings and FanDuel all the time on these sports shows, and ESPN everywhere, and you're wondering why that no more universities don't get caught up into this. I mean, back in the 50s, Kentucky basketball had a point shaving scandal because Coach Rupp didn't think that gamblers get his players. When he found out about it, he was in a hotel room. He laid on the bed and cried when he found out because he thought that no one could get his players as far as point shaving, and they did. And of course, they had to one of the years they went undefeated and go to a tournament, and they didn't even have a team for a year because they tried to play other NCAA teams, and the NCAA told these universities don't play them, so they had to suspend their team for a whole year because of it. So I'm not surprised I'm not surprised that more schools have not got it caught in that. So, but have a Great
Jeff.
show, guys.
All right, thanks, Jeff. Yeah, so I'm going over some of the point shaving things. I did not know some of these. In 1998, just day before the Final Four, Northwestern was charged with a point shaving plot. They had 2 former starters. That team went 5-22. They were charged with fixing 3 games during the 94-95 season. Boston College had one back in I think it was in the 80s.
Yeah.
I'm going over. Tulane had a point shaving scam back in the basketball program in 1985 that forced the president to drop the sport entirely from its athletic program.
Yeah, and I remember the one at Boston College vaguely too, which where they got caught with some guys, and then like I told you, Stephen Headache Smith, I think he was the only one involved, like as a player, but he was implicated at Arizona State.
The 1951, I believe this is the one Jeff was talking about.
Yeah.
It was 7 schools that included Kentucky and the City College of New York. Gamblers bribed dozens of players to shave points, not to throw games, a distinction that perhaps salvages some of the players' pride. In total, the scam involved 86 games spanning from 47 to 1950. 2 Kentucky players, Ralph Beard and Alex Groza, were embroiled in this thing. The NCAA suspended the entire Kentucky basketball program for the 52 and 53 season.
Wow.
So there you go. Let's get a break in. We're going to talk scheduling next.
You're listening to Talkin' Ball on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
From the Fox 54 Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. A mostly cloudy to overcast sky this afternoon. Temperatures only climbing into the low and mid-60s. We're going to maintain the opportunity for scattered showers and thunderstorms through a good majority of the afternoon, even as we head into the evening. This pattern is going to continue across the Tennessee Valley as we head into your Thursday. Mostly cloudy to overcast sky, scattered showers and thunderstorms, though it is going to be a little bit warmer. Temperatures climbing into the upper 60s and lower 70s. I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman on your home for ESPN Radio, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Had a couple of wrecks with overturned vehicles. Highway 31 in Morgan County, just south of I-65, and Mooresville Road, south of Capshaw Road in Limestone County. Still working to clear both of those. At Pine Grove and Pettis with an injury. 231 northbound at Elkwood section also had an injury involved. Popeye's Shrimp Tackle Box has 8 crispy Louisiana seasoned butterfly shrimp with a signature side of buttermilk biscuit. It's only $6. Popeye's University in Jordan, 72 in Jeff, and North Parkway. Captain Nick in the Popeye Skywatch Traffic Center.
The kitchen is the heart of any home. It's where the family gathers. It's where kids discover old recipes and make them their own. Just starting out or just now getting started on the dream kitchen you've always wanted?
I'm Chris Haygood, and from all of us here at Bob Wallace Appliance to the home builders and the homeowners of the Huntsville area, a heartfelt thank you for buying local. We're in Huntsville, Florence, and Coleman, and online at bobwallaceappliance.com.
You've got to experience Toyotathon at Bill Penny Toyota. They've got the selection with over 700 new Toyotas to choose from. And they've got the extras with Bill Penny perks and a 10-year unlimited warranty. So get on over to Bill Penny Toyota today and experience Toyotathon. Bill Penny Toyota in Huntsville and online at BillPennyToyota.com. Bill Penny's Toyota 10-year unlimited warranty is valid through the 10th year of ownership. Valid on new vehicles only. See dealer for details.
Have you ever turned your back on God? Have you ever absolutely known the right thing to do and just turned around and walked away in disobedience? I know that I have. Aren't we thankful for our great and merciful God who loves us and forgives us and remembers our sin no more? I'm so thankful that His mercies are fresh every day. I need that, and I suspect you do too. Hey, I'm John Dees, pastor of Cross Point Church, and if you're looking for a church home, come see us. We're smack dab across the street from the YMCA in Madison, and check us out at cpcfamily.org.
If you're ready to lower your utility bills, it's time to call Eagle Insulation. Eagle can handle it all. Attic re-insulation, insulation removal, wall insulation, and new construction insulation, commercial and residential. Our primary goal is to save you money, and lots of it. Typical clients realize their return on investment within 3 to 6 months. That means the re-insulation actually pays for itself and then some. See if we can help you. Contact Eagle Insulation today, 256-755-1556, or log on insulatewitheagle.com.
And now, a man who knows what you ate for breakfast.
Time now for the biggest thinker of them all.
He knows it all. He is Drew DeArmond. Listen to Drew and Scott Tyson weekday mornings. It's Talkin' Ball on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
Oh, welcome back. Talking Ball 97.7 ESPN, The Zone. Each weekday, the Paul Feinbaum Show is right here on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. You can catch it. Just download the app, 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Search for it in your app store or marketplace. Andy Staples from The Athletic.
Good.
Huh? No?
Nah.
Doesn't crank your motor?
Nah. You and him can talk about food, and I'll just exit.
Well, he has some thoughts on Georgia and Alabama.
Yeah. I'm sure they're riveting.
Well, I'll let you think.
You think there really is a significant gap in talent?
I don't think it's that significant. I think what Georgia's been able to do is bring Alabama back to it's not even the pack, but bring Alabama back to earth a little bit from where they were so deep that they had such a prohibitive advantage. I did a thing in my mailbag column last year, Paul, where I just looked at one class because I think what's happened. And it's really kind of just a Georgia-Alabama dynamic, is Kirby going and getting the job at Georgia has taken maybe 3-4 guys away from Alabama every year that would have signed with Alabama.
Right.
And so the class of 2020 is a good example. I look at that, and I look at guys who consider Georgia and Alabama and who probably would not have been recruited by Georgia in the Mark Richt era or might not have signed there. And so just in the 2020 class, Darnell Washington, Keely Ringo, Cedric Van Pran, their center, who's from New Orleans, and then Jalen Carter. All of those guys might have been on Alabama's roster if Kirby Smart wasn't Georgia's coach. If you put those 4 people on Alabama's roster last year, Alabama wins the national championship. So that's how thin the margin is.
Is he right?
I, for once, agree with him. I don't necessarily agree with Andy a lot. But again, I think he makes some salient points there. I mean, I think when Kirby was at Alabama and Georgia had Mark Richt did a really good job, but they did lose some recruiting battles, and there was a lot of Georgia players that were being poached, and certainly Alabama took advantage of that. Kirby did a great job as DC at Alabama, and I think in some of those cases, I think guys would have ended up at Alabama from the state of Georgia, and probably Alabama might have won a couple more national championships, maybe the ones that Kirby won, because it wasn't built in the day. Kirby went through some bumps. He lost to Vanderbilt his first year. Certainly, I don't know if people remember the beatdown Hugh Freeze put on him at Ole Miss. So he took some beatings, but he kept climbing. Stayed his nose to the grindstone, did his way. And then things started turning his way. And so he's won a couple. Now they have the best program in the country at this current moment. And Alabama and Georgia, I still think, are the 2 best. I mean, no question in my mind.
Well, Andy also weighed in on the quarterback situation at Alabama. Interesting thoughts here.
He's recruited over Tyler Buchner at Notre Dame, and that is a bit of a red flag at Alabama because they clearly didn't have anybody run away with the quarterback competition in the spring, and so they're going after a guy who wasn't going to be Notre Dame's starter this year, and I think that is going to be tough when Georgia is loaded, when LSU feels like they've got 2 quarterbacks they love, and 2 very good offensive tackles, and maybe the best defensive player in the SEC, and Harold Perkins, and it's hard to predict Alabama being at the top of the SEC right now, and it's a weird place to think about that.
Well, like I say, nobody thought LSU would win it last year. So let them sleep on Alabama. You know what I'm saying?
Is Alabama the underdog, though?
I hope so, because then they're going to beat that LSU ass. I'm going to tell you that right now.
Well, Brian Kelly likes beating that Alabama ass.
I know he does. He finally got to get out of South Bend to do it because he took some beatings.
Now, we're making reference
6 years. 6 years. 6 years, and it'll be 40 years since Notre Dame's won anything. 40. People will be alive for 40 years and never seen Notre Dame win a national title.
But we're making reference to the fact that
quote
Brian...
Lou Holtz, bring up all the sound bites, the Gipper, all that crap. It doesn't matter.
Yes.
Alabama has passed Notre Dame. Destroyed Notre Dame. Flattened Notre Dame. It isn't even a conversation to have.
You don't like Notre Dame, do you?
Hell no.
But we're making reference to Brian Kelly speaking at the Houston Quarterback Club.
Right.
And he was speaking to LSU supporters and everything. And he said that, yes, he loves going into stadiums. He loves going into this, and he loves beating Alabama. That's where that came in. It's a tongue-in-cheek thing.
He's a good football coach.
Yes,
man.
yes.
He got Notre Dame back about as far as he could get them, and got into the playoffs. Didn't win the national title, but he did a great job. He's the winningest coach in Notre Dame history. If you want to talk about, Notre Dame seems to think they've got the best history, which they don't. I mean, good Lord.
Come on.
There wasn't even HD television, cell phones. I mean, good Lord. It wasn't even a DVD the last time they won it.
When was the last time they won it?
1988, when they beat Major Harris in West Virginia in their de facto championship game. And then the only other time they came close, Tom Coughlin, a great American, took Boston College and beat them after they upset Charlie Ward in Florida State in 1993. And at the end of the regular season, Boston College beat Notre Dame and kept those dudes kept the Irish from winning a national title. Bobby Bowden, of course, as you know, won his first one. It was outstanding.
Oh, major events in 1998, by the way.
1988.
Or 1988. I have that pulled up. I'm trying to... Stephen Hawking publishes A Brief History of Time. I'm trying to think of big things. I'm looking at big things that happened in 1988. A gallon of gas cost 91 cents. A dozen eggs cost 65 cents, just in case you're wondering about 1988.
Yeah, Joe Biden knew where he was. Okay.
Anyway.
Yeah.
You worked that one in nice and easy.
Yeah, at least once.
Today.
Uh-huh.
Let's work this in case you had the 97s, in case you were tuning in to 97.7 ESPN The Zone yesterday.
Jimenez brings it. Got him swinging, strike three. And a shutout indeed here in Miami. Bryce Elder was great. The bats came through early versus Sandy Alcantara. And the Braves claimed game one by a final score of 6-0.
Braves get a win over the Marlins yesterday. 6-0.
Yeah, they did. And the Marlins have been their tonic so far. They've had a lot of success against the Florida Marlins. Miami. I knew I'd do that. They decided to change it to Miami, I guess, and not cover the whole state. But
well,
it is what it is.
I mean, they're trying to
good win for Atlanta,
trying to unite the community.
Yeah, but glad Acuna was back in the lineup.
Yeah.
Hopefully later on the Braves will get their revenge against the Mutts. Maybe drill Alonso, drill Lindor, one of those maggots.
Oh, my goodness. They're not coming over for dinner. We got to get a break in. When we come back, we're going to wrap up the show. Your tomorrow's headlines today.
You're listening to Talkin' Ball on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
And a couple of wrecks with overturned vehicles in Morgan County, 31 south of I-65, and in Limestone County, Mooresville south of Capshaw. Still working on clearing those. Pine Grove and Pettis was an injury wreck that should be close to clearing. Northbound on 231 at Elkwood section also reported with injuries. Popeye's Shrimp Tackle Box has 8 crispy Louisiana seasoned butterfly shrimp with a signature side and a buttermilk biscuit. It's only $6. Popeye's University and Jordan, 72 in Jeff and North Parkway. Captain Nick in the Popeyes Skywatch Traffic Center.
Specializing in simple and affordable rentals, McCurry Van and Car Rental can make sure you have just the right vehicle for your next family vacation, weekend getaway, or if you just need transportation while your vehicle is being repaired. McCurry carries Ford Transit vans and Mercedes Sprinter vans, trucks and work vans, and more. And they offer discounted rental rates for long-term rentals. Now with 4 locations: Athens, Muscle Shoals, Coleman, and Huntsville. Log on McCurryRentals.com to make your reservation now. That's McCurryRentals.com.
Since 1998, Scooter's Coffee has delivered high-quality drinks with quick service and a big smile. And the folks at Scooter's Coffee know a great cup of coffee or other drink can bring a smile to just about anyone. Yes, we specialize in great coffee, but Scooter's also has smoothies, teas, and delicious food items too. And this week, Scooter's is our zone deal. Right now, get $50 worth of Scooters in Huntsville for just $25 online at 977ESPN.com.
You want the right specialist for your recovery. At SportsMed Orthopedic Surgery and Spine Center, we understand every body is different. Your muscles and bones are unique, as is your body. Our SportsMed specialists offer innovative treatments and minimally invasive procedures, allowing you to quickly return to the life you love. Locations in Huntsville, Madison, Athens, and Decatur, and on the web at sportsmedalabama.com. Improving performance, improving lives.
Now open, this is your invitation to experience the grand opening of ABIQ's new 10,000 square foot showroom. The best brands in home audio, home theater, and home automation. The place to see and hear and feel and listen and watch. The place where you can audition top brand audio and video equipment before it goes in your home. World-class brands now available in Huntsville. Come experience the difference. 1833 University Drive, just east of the Parkway at the all-new AVIQHSV.com.
Chapman Commercial Realty, your source for Alabama commercial real estate. Chapman Commercial Realty has the experience and expertise you're looking for when making commercial real estate decisions. If it's office space, retail space, investment property, or project development, Chapman Commercial Realty is your answer. Call Bill Chapman today at 256-656-8413. That's 256-656-8413. Or find them online at chapmancommercialrealty.com.
Not looking or feeling your best? No energy for the things you like to do? Ready to look and feel younger? Make your appointment at Advanced Life Clinic, one of the region's foremost destinations for patients interested in looking and feeling their best. Specializing in advanced laser treatments and weight loss, male and female rejuvenation to offset the effects of aging, and more. See how Advanced Life Clinic can help you enjoy your life again. Call 256-882-6555 or log on advancedlifeclinic.com.
At Bad Daddy's Burger Bar, people call the award-winning burgers totally insane, which is a compliment because Bad Daddy's Burgers are just that, chef-inspired expressions of pure burger amazingness built with premium Angus beef. They're bold and they're bad. Pair one with one of their signature cocktails or assortment of local craft brews. Bad Daddy's Burger Bar, 2317 Memorial Parkway. Check out our menu and even order online at BadDaddy'sBurgerBar.com.
This segment of Talkin' Ball is brought to you by University Kia, the #1 volume Kia dealer in the state of Alabama. Located online at universitykia.com. It's time for tomorrow's headlines today with Scott Tyson and Drew DeArmond on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
In a move that I don't ever think we will see the SEC do. It's hard to say. The Big 12. You ready for this one? The Big 12 is nearing a deal to play football and men's basketball games in Mexico beginning as soon as 2024.
Yeah, I saw that from our good friend Ross Dellinger. They've been researching it.
Yeah. Playing in Mexico.
Yeah. Authentic mole.
Football games would likely take place in Monterrey, men's basketball in Mexico City. They're saying potentially we could see Kansas and Houston in Mexico City for a basketball game.
Could be some good stuff there.
I mean,
good matchups.
Is that something that we see these Power 5 conferences start to do?
Not a ton.
Take games outside of the United States?
Nah, you just end up with investigations for gambling probably. Somebody betting some frijoles or something,
Oh, poor Alabama baseball.
Yeah. You lose and you're still accused of something or whatever. Something weird.
We don't even know what they're being accused of.
I know. It's just so stupid. It's ambiguous. What? I mean, Luke Holman got scratched late, man. I mean, what the heck? Some degenerate who is trying to, win a few bucks is running over to some, polling place or
sports book
and bookie, whatever the hell in Ohio, What he should have been betting on is C.J. Stroud finally going to break the hex of Ohio State quarterbacks busting in the NFL. And no, you can't count Joe Burrow.
You can't count. No, they cannot count Joe Burrow. But like I said before, though, Alabama was, as far as quarterbacks go, up until recently, Alabama was kind of in that same boat as NFL quarterbacks. I mean, they hadn't produced. Alabama had produced some good teams, but hadn't produced NFL quarterbacks.
They hadn't produced any.
Now Ohio State is
but
in
just
that
like
boat,
Alabama left Notre Dame in the dust, they're leaving Ohio State in the dust with these quarterbacks.
But does Mac Jones have to produce? Does Bryce Young? Now, Bryce Young has to produce. Of course,
you got to keep producing. I mean, hopefully Belichick will
we
figure
need
out
Tua
that
to
he
stay
needs a
healthy.
non-special teams coach and defensive coordinator to call the plays. Got B.O.B. back.
Right. But Alabama's, this is a big coming year, I think, for Alabama quarterbacks in the league, though.
Well, it is.
They got to answer a lot of questions.
To get rolling. I mean, I think Bryce is going to be fine. He's got a lot of people around him. Good OC. Good former players, a QB coach, Josh McCown, Tears of McCown. Remember that's another song,
right?
And but it was Tears of a Clown. But I don't think McCown's a clown. And then of course Frank
I don't need
Reich.
to find that song, do I?
No. You only need to find Tears of a Clown when Ryan Day loses and chokes against Georgia.
Oh.
There you go.
Still, though, the best song of the day. The best song of the day does belong. I mean, you cannot go wrong with this, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we got reunited with Coach Studeman, and then we got reunited with Coach Royer.
Peace and herb.
If you learn anything today, you learn this, that Reunited was done by Peaches and Herb. Yep. 256-576-4977. You want to be a part of the show this morning, feel free to do so.
Randall Cobb, Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, Reunited.
The Jets, Jets. Maybe they finally won't suck.
It's been a while.
Yeah. Finally have a quarterback in Joe Willie's class. Been a minute.
Some other news.
If he's still good, we'll have to wait and see.
Some other news that to pass along.
What in the blue blazes was that?
What?
It looked like people wearing, inner tubes look like donuts wrestling, man.
I did not see that.
I don't know. What in the heck was that? What a way to end the show.
I didn't see that. Well, before we end, though, Joe LaCava Tiger Woods' caddy. Remember Adam Ryberg when he joined us before the Masters, had that great conversation with Joe LaCava and said that if Tiger had to play multiple rounds in the Masters, he wasn't going to be able to make it. He was going to have to withdraw, and he did. Well, Joe LaCava is moving on. He did call Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods gave him his blessing, and he is going to caddy now for the foreseeable future for Patrick Cantlay.
Oh.
And because Tiger's having another surgery.
He is.
There is no
return,
timeline for his return. So this really now does throw a lot of speculation into whether or not we will see Tiger Woods ever again.
So I don't guess we'll be able to play reunited with him and Fluff, huh?
No, I think he's only had 3 caddies since he's joined the tour.
Like
Fluff, Stevie, and
Stevie
Williams was
Stevie
with him
Williams
for a while.
got after it. He broke some cameras.
The stories that he could tell.
Yeah. No telling. Couldn't be on this channel.
He could be on your XM channel.
Yeah.
That you need to get.
Yeah, he does.
So you don't have to hold back anymore.
Right. I can,
You can be free to say everything you want to say.
Yeah. Well, I've said a couple things, accidentally.
Yeah, technically you can do it on the Blitz.
Yeah.
You can talk about Dirt Neck and you can talk about everything else.
Mm-hmm. But just having a little fun.
I know.
On this show.
Hey, we've had a lot of fun today. And big thanks to Studeman for waking up with us.
Yes.
A big thanks to
good luck to the
Hunter
ladies
Royer.
tonight at 6.
They do play
West
tonight.
Florida.
Yep.
And Hunter Royer and the boys on the rematch with Shorter at 10 a.m. They get everything kicked off over at Chocolaca Park on Friday.
All right. So no, I mean I was serious when Jeff from the Borough was talking and we were talking about Will Levis and Stetson Bennett. It just came to my head. It was like, okay, if everybody loves Stetson Bennett and they were, throwing shade on Will Levis, why was Stetson Bennett not drafted higher, and why would you not take Stetson Bennett?
There's not a lot of difference, though. Think about it, though. Stetson, even with all his issues, even with being Otis Campbell for a day, he still got drafted in the 4th round. And he's behind another Georgia quarterback, and Matt Stafford isn't going to play that much longer. So if he develops properly, Stetson, and takes this opportunity like he did at Georgia and grinds, he's got a shot. I mean, think about it. Will Levis was a 2nd-round pick. He was a 4th-round pick. And, I mean, come on. So Bennett's going to get his opportunity, and he should.
We're going to get our opportunity to do this all over again tomorrow, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. right here on 97.7 ESPN Zone. You ready for tomorrow?
Yeah.
Tomorrow's Thursday.
It is.
We'll be back at it. 977ESPN.com. Download the app today. You can have it in the palm of your hands 24/7.
Now it's time for your Atlanta Braves morning update.
Braves pick up their 4th shutout victory of the season as they take down the Marlins on Tuesday night.
The 2023 Braves promotional calendar features a variety of exciting gate giveaways.